Edwards-Hilaire didn't practice today. He's got the same thing that Breezy had with the stomach deal, but we think we're going to get him back here. I mean, I don't think that's a problem. He's feeling better today, but we held him out. So Dorian O'Daniel, again, didn't practice today, and he'll be listed as out when you get that here in a little bit. Listen, we look forward to the challenge of playing Denver. We know they're a good football team, and they're getting a couple of their juice guys back at the quarterback position and at the defensive line spot. So we've had a good week of practice and preparation, and we know it's a battle. It always is. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
Go first to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Andy, you've got two of the top three guys in receiving yards in the league, and obviously they go about it in much different ways. How do their contrasting styles sort of complement each other, though, in your offense?
Well, yeah, in different positions as they work too, right? So, I mean, you know how different they are. I mean, you got speed and quickness built into one package there, and then Kels is big and mobile and can do a lot of things. Really, all of them can. I'm not even sure who the guys are that you're talking about because I'm not much on the stats, but I'm figuring I'm naming the right guys here. And then who's your third one? Tell me the third one.
No, what I was sort of getting at was how does maybe Kelsey's style open things up for Tyreek and vice versa?
Yeah, well, I know defenses are conscious of where both of them line up. And last week you saw they doubled both of them. They were both on the same side of the field, and it kind of looked odd because both safeties were pushed over and there wasn't really anybody on the other side. And that gives other guys opportunities. And so if that's the route you go, and but they're not working as much together as you might think, Sam, on those things, as they are just working their routes on their side. And that's where Sammy, I was so excited about Sammy getting back in the mix there, and D-Rob's done a nice job, and McCole is coming on here. So all of that helps. And then they can kind of, once you get them all on there, then they play on the same side off of one another, but those two aren't always on the same side. So
go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy, I'm not sure if we got to this with Steve yesterday, but in terms of Willie Gay's progression so far, just where do you think he is entering December and where his role may be as you guys, look forward to, playing in the postseason?
Yeah, we like what Willie's doing. I mean, he's getting better every week, and this is a complicated system. And, and he had no off season with it, and he's been busting his tail, and every week he gets to play a little bit more, and it's been good for him. So, and he's doing a great job on special teams on top of that, which is also good for angles and, and scheme, all those things there. So we're excited about him, and where he's going to end up isn't where he is now. I mean, he's going to keep getting better the more he does it, and that part's exciting. Great, tremendous athlete for sure.
Like we've got three more. Let's go next to Sarin Petro. Go ahead, Sarin.
Coach, kind of on the receivers front, but you were talking about the different routes that they're running. And, the last, 5-6 years, we've had that all 22 tape that we can subscribe and get and play our armchair coaches, right? Your offense obviously stretches the field vertically, horizontally, every which way. How different is that from like when you first started, like the abilities of the quarterbacks and the receivers and the quarterbacks to get the ball that far down the field, and Patrick, obviously, how much more of the field is used today than, say, when you first got into the NFL?
Yeah, so I think, Serena, goes back to these quarterbacks coming out, or that you can kind of jumpstart them right from the get-go and start them earlier maybe than what you did before, with more of a dose of your what's going to end up being your finished product as an offense. So, and then in our case, we can keep adding to it. Listen, you play, and you know this, but you play to the strengths of your players, and we're blessed to have these guys. And this defensive coordinator and head coach that we're going against this week is a good one. So he's done a good job against us in a lot of ways. So, but that ability to stretch and utilize their speed, and then the underneath ability with some of the bigger players, whether it's a wide receiver or Kels, to be able to work that low post is also beneficial. So, we're blessed to have those guys, and then they have the quarterback that can find them, use them, and wants more opportunities to use them in different ways. So that's a good situation.
Go next to Todd Levo. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Coach, I wonder when you're coaching in one of these games, it's a rivalry game, and you guys have won a lot in a row against the Broncos. Kind of, if you can put yourself in your shoes early in your career here in Kansas City against them when they had won a few in a row, what it's like to kind of try to finally get over the hump, and maybe what the Broncos are preparing for to try to get over the hump against you since you've won so many in a row. And are there some unusual things that you have to kind of be prepared for on your side when you've won so many in a row against a certain opponent?
Yeah, we really don't talk too much about that, other than we respect the ability of that football team, and so that's how we go about it. It's a great organization. They've been successful for a number of years. They've got a good head football coach, and they've got good assistant coaches, and then they've got good players, and they're starting to kind of get guys back and even become more healthy than what they were. So we understand all that. That's as far as we go. We don't talk about what happened in the past because it doesn't matter in this league. You've always got to be working to take that next notch on the ladder and fight that, because the parity in this league is just there's too much of it. And so that's how we approach it. It's a humble approach, and work hard and try to get better at what you do and know your opponent better, and let's go. Let's roll.
We'll go last to Mick Schaefer. Go ahead, Mick.
Hey, Coach, I got one off the field for you, but I guess in a field. I think you've been shown this, but a Chiefs fan created a 27-acre corn maze of your likeness. Actually, I think it was in soybeans, but whatever. I know fans do unique things for you guys all the time, but what's your reaction to that? They said it's so big that you could fit 22,058 cheeseburgers inside the mouth of it.
How about that? Protein burgers, it sounds like, with soybean. No, that's quite a deal. I wish he had a little bit more to work with, but that's all right. He did a great job with it and made me look good. So I'm happy for it. I appreciate him, and I hope he's able to sell the soybeans, because that looked like it was pretty large. Got a big head. So anyways, yeah, I appreciate it though. He's talented. It's a lot better than what the aliens, those things that they look at. Yeah, he did a nice job with it.